So, in my intro episode to the podcast, the first episode you'll see, I explain how I'm debating switching majors. I then was a mechanical engineer at Western, and I was realizing that I wasn't that passionate about mechanical engineering. I couldn't answer the question, so why do you want to be a mechanical engineer? What are your goals with mechanical engineer? My main answer was, it's pretty economical and I don't see that many better options, and I just want to get the degree. And some people would frown at me when I would give that answer, but that was the only answer I could really give. And then I found out about this major called industrial entrepreneurial engineering, which I switched to actually, and wow, I am very glad that I did. Instead of analyzing the tiny mechanics of a part or of a pencil or of a engine, we now are going more big picture. We're looking at the process of making this pencil or making that engine and looking at the workers' movements and trying to analyze how are we going to design this work environment so that it yields productivity, efficiency, safety, etc. And also, let's do a financial analysis. Let's make sure this company isn't going to be bankrupt from making this. Who are we going to who's going to supply us the parts? How are we going to get all of these parts? And just looking at it through a business lens instead of just a pure engineering lens. And I'm going to be working with people who are really smart in the engineering dimension, whereas I'm more smart in the business dimension. And so it works so well. And some of the classes I've had are work design, like I was saying, the making sure that a work environment yields productivity and analyzing movements, analyzing how much time is being wasted, and also another class that I have is cost and financial analysis. And we're using regression models to analyze how much making X and Y amount of products is going to cost and how we're going to do it, who we're going to get the manufacturing from, and it's just so useful and so interesting. And I just wanted to let you guys know that I now am very passionate about my degree because it's useful for every business, including the business that I help run, Expert Cleaning Services. And so I might even do a project for my work design class on Expert Cleaning Services and hit two birds with one stone in a sense and learn a ton about what I could be doing better and just learn in general. And like one of the jobs that I might be looking for is a job called continuous improvement. And it's just like it sounds. How are you going to continuously improve the processes, the environment, the costs? How are you going to make this place better and better and better? Because every single day things can be improved. One tiny little change each day, that incremental improvement daily, yields such a huge change over a span of time. And so it's great philosophy for life even. Harley, one little change every single day in a positive direction is going to be a monumental change when you look at it through a time horizon extended. And so it's just this major is so much more me. I could talk on it for a long time about why I enjoy it. And I also really enjoy my professors. Before, it seemed like the mechanical engineering professors, they weren't that social, which I can't blame them for. But when I would try to talk to them after class or ask them questions, it seemed as if they weren't interested. They didn't care. They truly didn't care. I asked them something, short answer. It's like they were trying to rush to their next thing and didn't want to take even a second to talk. And I'm like, oh wow, I'm paying you lots of money to teach me this, and now you just don't care. And now I'm switching to IEE, industrial entrepreneurial engineering, and every professor I've had so far is personable, cares about my future, has gotten to actually know me. We've introduced ourselves in all these classes, and we actually know each other. And that to me is very important because I think that having mentors that are older, these professors are really going to help me, and I'm going to learn from them. And when they actually take care in my life, it motivates me way more. Whereas last semester and the semesters before, I just had less motivation due to the lack of connection that I had with any of the professors. And so I'm just updating you guys on a positive change that has occurred in my life in the past month or two. And funny enough, one of my good friends, Nate Winky, you may have seen him on one of the previous episodes, he switched to the same major as me because he's pretty similar. He runs his own lawn care business, and he's trying to make that business more efficient, and he's been telling me that he's happy he switched. And so I just wanted to let you guys know that if you're maybe in high school and you're debating going to college and you're not sure what you want to do, that's correct. You probably don't know what you want to do. I thought I wanted to be a mechanical engineer just because my dad was, and because I thought CAD kind of seemed cool, AutoCAD. And then I realized it really wasn't for me. I'm more of a people person. I want to be in charge of people, and I want to be in charge of money. Managing people and money is kind of my fortes. And so I realized that, and I found this major. And so anyone who's in college and feels like this when they're having to go to class, oh, I got to slog through all this busy work and this stuff that I am not passionate about, and it's such a chore because I'm not enjoying myself whatsoever, and I just can't wait to be done. And I'm like, that's how I was living these past few years going to college, because I just didn't have much desire to learn about the mechanics and about the material science and about dynamics and all of those things and thermodynamics, and it's a call to action for you guys to research some other majors. Maybe take a look at what you might be passionate about. Like, if you're in a degree and you're hating your life, that's an indication that you might hate your job when you're out of college. And do you want to hate your job for the rest of your life? Or would you rather pursue something that you're more passionate about? And that's why I really enjoy this entrepreneurial side of this degree as well, because not only are they saying, hey, this degree can help you go into any business practically, any big corporation that you want to go jump into and help improve the logistics, go ahead. Or we're giving you the skills to create your own business if you want and be the entrepreneur that you've always dreamed of. Take those risks. And so I'm just telling you guys, being stuck in a big corporation your whole life is not always necessary. Sometimes taking the risks and starting a side hustle and pursuing something that you really, really are passionate about, money will come and meaning will come. And meaning is way more important. And when you're doing something that you really enjoy, you don't even have to work. And so this major has just inspired me to tell you guys that when you have a dream in the back of your head, like, maybe I should do this, or maybe I should try this painting business on the side, or maybe I should start a YouTube channel, or etc. And it's like, but then most of you says, oh, well, you don't have time for that. You should go get a real job, or it's too risky. You could lose money, or you don't really know that much, so why should you create a YouTube channel? And all of those thoughts are honestly just lies, because every single person who starts a business has those exact same thoughts. And it's the ones who can jump over those thoughts and say, hey, I'm still going to try it anyways, because those who take risks in life are the ones who succeed. And so I'm recommending you guys to not just dispense with the thoughts of creating your own side hustle or pursuing something that you really, really enjoy. And I guess it's just an encouragement that with a little bit of time and research, you'll know a lot more than you thought you did about the subject. And especially if you're passionate about it, I think you do a great job pursuing whatever it is that you're wanting to pursue. And if any of you guys have business ideas and you're not sure if they're valuable, comment, send me a DM, let me know what your business idea is. I could help you create it, honestly, because that's what I'm learning right now, and that's what I'm doing with this podcast as well. So I guess this is just an encouragement to anyone out there who's like, oh, I have this little bit of an idea for an invention, but I have no idea how to get that started. And oh, I feel like I want to switch majors because I'm really hating my life right now. And these are discussions that you should have with the people you love. And if you don't have that many people you love, honestly, come to me. I'm down to talk. And so I just thought I'd explain some of my thoughts on pursuing goals and one other thing. So that voice in your head that's telling you, oh, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough to start this business, you don't know enough, you're just not good enough. And that's the imposter syndrome. I was talking to a few people a few months before I was wanting to start this podcast, and they were saying that when I was explaining that I wanted to, but then I was saying, I just don't think I'm smart enough, I'm only 20, I don't think people are really going to want to listen. And I heard from a few people that I could mention, but I'm not going to, just a few friends of mine that said, that's called the imposter syndrome, Harley. Every single person has that feeling of, oh, someone else is better, I'm not good enough, I'm not the one who should be doing this, I don't have the credentials, I don't have the experience. And it's like, it's because you don't feel like you have the ability to do that, but every single person has that same feeling. And it's those who can jump through that imposter syndrome and say, hey, I don't know that much, but hey, I'm going to take that risk. I'm going to try my best. And if I fail, oh no, I'm going to learn a ton in the experience. And what would you rather do looking back when you're old? Oh, I regret trying out all of these ideas and failing some and succeeding in others. Or would you rather say, oh, I regret not even ever trying anything. I just stayed with I just did my day-to-day and didn't pursue anything else, and I regret not even trying to explore any new things or learn anything else or try a different side hustle or anything. It's like when you look back on life, you'll regret not trying things way more than you'll regret trying things, because life is like a collection of experiences, and when you experience these attempts of trying different things, you're learning so much more than if you're just sitting and not trying anything new. And so it's just an encouragement to you all to honestly pursue your dreams, because life is short and you don't want to live your whole life and look back and regret it. But this goes back, I'm going to go back to the whole analysis of like which degree you might want to choose or which trade you want to choose or how much time you want to put into a side hustle. And let's see here. Some degrees just don't have the economic weight that others do. And some businesses don't have the money-making potential that others do. And so sometimes you hear people say, pursue your dreams no matter what it is. I agree with that mostly. But if you're trying to pay your bills, but then you put all of your time into painting, it doesn't make as much sense as working at your job and putting that extra time into painting and whatever your side hustle is, so that you're still bringing in income, and so that you still have that just in case this fails. And then let's say this painting business actually explodes. You actually get a few contracts for different places that they want you to paint. And it's like, wow. Well, then you can actually sit and do the analysis of, maybe I could step away from my job. Let's do the financial analysis and see. And so I'm not saying to you guys, oh, just quit your job right now and start filming YouTube videos. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, in your spare time, because you do have spare time, 16 conscious hours in a day, take a look at starting a side hustle. Search on YouTube how to start this, how to start a painting business, how to start a podcast, how to start, how to design a product. Any of those things. You can learn so much on the internet. And so just do that in your spare time before you just jump ship and quit your job, or just quickly switch your major because you'd much rather go to film school than be an engineer. But then you have to weigh those pros and cons. And I'm just inspiring you guys to think and to really ask the question, why? Why do I want to get this degree? What am I going to use it for? Am I doing it because my parents want me to? Am I doing it because I want to? Just questions I'm encouraging you guys to ask yourselves. And if you feel like you are in a major that you should switch, talk to your advisor, talk to your parents, talk to your friends, do some research, search a day in the life of an X, a day in the life of a Y, and just learn and maybe even go out into the world and try to shadow a few different people a few different careers that you might be interested in, because that's going to give you the best indication. School isn't as great of an indication as getting real life experience. So I just wanted to explain to you today that why I switched majors and what my major entails, and also just encouragement to anyone any age who has a business idea or who has a dream or who has a passion but isn't pursuing it in any way. I'm just giving you that little kick of encouragement to say, hey, you don't have that much time on this earth. You might as well start looking into that side hustle slash passion slash idea, because life could end tomorrow, and you don't want to look back and say, I never tried out that one passion that I was interested in. So that's just my final piece of advice. Pursue what you're interested in. Do some research and talk to your friends about it. Alright, guys. I hope you guys have a great day. This concludes episode 6 of the podcast. Farewell. If you guys made it to the end of the video, I just want to say thank you so much for your time and energy that you used watching or listening to this. I really appreciate it. If you found this conversation meaningful, share it with your friends. Give me a like on YouTube. Subscribe. Follow me on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Give me a rating. I really appreciate it. Word of mouth is how I'm going to spread this, and if you found it useful, tell all your loved ones, because I bet they'll find it useful too. Thank you so much for your time, and you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.